Thought I would try a little live video. Let's see if I can get this set up and going correctly. Okay. So I'm going to talk about pilot pens today. And let's see if I can get this right. I'm going to show you guys the basics. So I've taken several different pens, including the entry level and then the Metropolitan, which I would consider the intermediate entry level. And we're going to talk about them. Pilot pens, these are the Kakunos. 2 different colors. They come in a variety of colors. They only come in basically two nib sizes. There is an extra fine available only in the clear. And then there's fines and mediums in blues, grays, greens. The translucent look really nice. This is the pink translucent, and you can see I don't have anything in it so that we can start to use it and fill it up. And then I have this newer Kakuno color, and I've already put a cartridge in it, but I wanted to show you guys how they work since we get a lot of questions. I also have the Vanness, which has recently become one of my personal favorites. This is Vanness. And then I have a Metropolitan, and they offer 3 nibs. And again, I have them all apart so that we can put them back together. What do you guys think? So first of all, let's take a look at the Kakuno. Again, I have one that it is completely empty on the inside so that we can get it put back together. So this is a pull, and this is the cap. And you can see that inner liner shows up right here because of the semi-translucent color. You can see this is the nib, and this area is going to be the feed, and this right here is what feeds the ink into this basically very slow. These are a controlled leak. That's all a pen really is a controlled leak. And I wanted you guys to be able to see this. So this can actually take a converter, but it comes with a cartridge. And these are cute because they have nice little smiley faces. Look at this one. Wearing a little bow tie, cute little side eye going on, and you can see that this is a medium nib. I've got this one. This one has a different face with you can see it's got a gold, I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's a brass color nib. And you can see different smiley face on this particular one. And this is the gray. This is the more muted Kakuno. And I do already have a cartridge in here. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I may or may not be able to see them because I hooked this phone onto a little stand that was suggested to me actually by a girl you guys may know as Leela Journals from the journaling community. She recommended this one. So, okay, so these two are the same pen. One has got a cartridge in it, and one I'm going to put a converter in just so you can see how they work. So this one has already been taken apart, and the cartridge was put in. So we have all the parts here. I'm going to take this cartridge out just so you can see how it works. And I'm going to gently, 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 gently pull this out. So you can see this is the cartridge that's already been popped. There's a little round piece in there, and whenever there's a little sharp edge here, and when it hits it, it pops this open, and then you're able to use it. And then it starts flowing. So the cartridge is the easy way. These basic pens, actually all their pens come with a cartridge unless it's a bottle fill only. So these are kind of nice to have, especially if you're just starting out and you're unsure if this is the pen for you. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and write with this just to show you guys how it works. I am left-handed, so I'm not sure how this is going to work live. Let's see. So I'm going to write sideways. You can see what kind of line we get. And this is a medium nib. Alright, so I've done it with a cartridge, and you can hear it pop when it closes. These are under $20. It's a great buy, and it does come in several colors, and that is the Kakuno. And then and it comes with a cartridge. And then we have this cutesy little face right here with a little bow tie. I'm digging this one. And I'm going to show you guys that there are converters that can work with these. Here are the 3 types of converters that typically come with the Pilot brand. And the Pilot brand is proprietary. Hey, hey! I get asked quite a bit about beginner pens and how they work, so here we are. I wasn't interested in the football game, so I thought, why not, right? Maybe other people are too. So this is what's called the Con 70. This works in the bigger Pilot pens, and it is strictly Pilot branded. And this one, like this, it works like this. It pushes. And it has a large opening, and you would put it down in there and push to get it to fill. So you'd push down and get it to fill. And I have a cup of water here, but it won't really work that well, but you can kind of see. You can see how, oh, no you can't, just kidding, because I don't have it in the screen. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Even though this isn't the easiest way, I'm going to push it down, up, and you can see how it does hold some water. But this would be in the pen. So I'll show you how this works in a little while. Water is just a safer choice to practice with than ink. I think we can all agree, although I do have ink here. This was what would come with the basic Metropolitan and the Explorer, and these are squeeze converters, and you just squeeze and let go, and then you'll have ink. And again, these openings are pretty large. They are meant to go right down into the pen. And you can see the cartridge. This one's not been punctured, but you can see how this cartridge has that wide opening also. These are the same size. When you're getting ready to use a cartridge from this particular brand, I would say it's almost impossible to get it wrong, but people do. This is not the end you're going to try to puncture. This is. This is the part you want to put into the... there we go. This piece that's clear is going to go towards the opening of the nib. So this part goes to this part. Like that. And then you're going to push. This one is for a Metropolitan, but you can still see how it works. So this end goes right here. And this happens to be Momiji. That's the name of this color. I kind of dig this color, so I had it out. All right. This is the converter that comes with it. And I'll show you how it works, and then we'll go back. So this is the Metropolitan. The reason it comes out a little bit different is it's a little bit heavier pen body, and I'll show you it put together. So this is the Metropolitan. It comes in numerous colors. You can see if you buy it, this is how it would come. It comes just like this. And again, in numerous colors. I just grabbed the silver. Hey, hey! So we take the cap off, and it's a pull cap. And then in order to make this work, we're going to unscrew this. And this is metal body, so it is a little bit heavier than this Kakuno. Both consider entry-level pens. So this is going to be a squeeze converter. And we're going to squeeze and slowly let it go. And remember, this would be ink in theory, right? And you can see that it did fill, right? So that's how you'd fill your ink. That's one method. These don't fill as well, so a lot of people want to switch over. And they'll either use this, which is a Con 40. Put this in there. You're going to twist this down. Can you see that? See me twisting that back and forth? Okay. And you want to make sure that the nib itself is completely covered. We're going to go like this. And you can kind of see the color showing up. I don't think I had it all the way down in there. There we go. And you can see that there's little beads in here. Can you guys see those beads shaking around? And that's to keep, sometimes there's a little bit of the ink wanting to cling to the wall of the converter. So this helps prevent that. And we're going to empty this out. And then there's another method, and that would be this one. This is the Con 70. I can't remember if this actually fits in there. I don't think it does. But it works the same way, even if it doesn't. If it's in the larger pens, I think. Yeah. So this one is a squeeze. A push, rather. See how that works? Me and my left-handedness. So I'm going to try it left with my right hand. Ready? So you'd push this down, get it all the way, and let it up, and then you have ink. There we go. Now then, that's the 3 different methods. And that's just one of the pens. The other method you can use is take a syringe and just fill this thing up. And this is the Con 70 for the Metropolitan. And the Con 70 works in quite a few of the different models. Oops, sorry y'all. Quite a few of the different models. The Con 70 does work in this Grance, which is one of my favorites currently. Now let's go back to cartridge. Cartridge, again, they come in a variety of colors. And this one is Momiji, which is like a pink red. You can buy packages like this. And these are proprietary to the Pilot brand. You can see this is Shinryoku, which is a nice medium dark green. And then this is purple. It's a 6-pack. And Irizuku is their higher end and a little bit more lubricated ink. This is their basic Pilot ink. It comes with 6 pieces. And this one happens to be purple. Still works the same way. It's not an expensive, but you can see how the openings are. See how these openings work? And again, this is the correct end to use when you want to puncture it. Only this end. It's ready to go in there. This is not the correct end to puncture. And I'm going to put this right back where it belongs, in here. And that, again, happens to be the purple, but there are plenty of colors to choose from. There's about 30 colors. So let's take this, the Momiji, and it's going to go into this Kakuno, which is a really nice entry-level pen with a cute personality. And these do come in other colors, and the faces look different on the different colors as well. So the way this works, again, all of this is a controlled leak. This is the nib where all the ink needs to flow out of. And it comes in a fine or a medium for the most part. And they do make it completely clear in the extra fine. So I'm going to take this. And we are going to... with this one, you can kind of tell this little... There's like a little sharp edge. Yeah, I don't know if I can make that go any closer. But there's like a little kind of gray-black piece. And that is what's going to puncture this. Ready? There we go. And you can see it start to flow. And because I had used water with it, it is going to have a little bit of a water content to it. So it'll have the ink will be a little bit lighter right after it gets started flowing. And it takes a second for it to start flowing. You can kind of do this to get it going. And you can watch it. Not everybody enjoys that process, but you can watch it start to flow through. See how it's going down, down, down. Or you can be impatient like me and do this. And let's see what happens. There we go. Alrighty. You guys can see this. There we go. What do you guys think? There it is. Yes. I don't have the greatest handwriting, but I do enjoy writing. And this is done with Momiji in the pink Kakuno entry-level Pilot pen. And this was done with a medium nib. What do you guys think? For the different converters, do those affect how the pens write at all? They really don't. It's just this larger one holds more ink. It's just it doesn't fit in every model. So this one won't actually fit in here. Right? Did I try it? I don't know if I tried it. We're going to try it. Because you'd think I'd remember, but I don't. Let me pull this back real quick. And when you open this up, just keep in mind, if you pull really hard, it could get messy. So you want to always keep paper towels around and something so that it won't cause too much trauma for you if it starts to leak. See how I've put this one in here? It is the larger one. Watch it fit. It did. Okay, so the larger one does fit in here. So the larger one fits the Kakuno, but it does not fit the Metropolitan. So the only difference is how much it doesn't necessarily affect anything but being able to hold more ink. And you can kind of see the fact that you could hold more ink in it would be handy. Less often that you have to refill it, right? So 3 different converter types. 1, 2, 3. And part of that is because this one is so much larger. I'm going to go ahead and put this cartridge back in, because this is actually what I'm going to have. I'm going to be going to the LA pen show, and I'll be teaching how to use fountain pens, and this is actually the pen I'll probably use, or one of them, because I am a Pilot fan. Or I could just put this back together the wrong way. There we go. And this is a push cap. And for entry level, y'all, you can't really beat these. They write really well. They're smooth writers. When you get to that extra fine, if you like that 0.38 line in a gel, you're going to like it. But just keep in mind that paper does make a bigger difference when you're using fountain pens, because a fountain pen works more like a roller ball, because it is a water-based ink as opposed to more of an oil-based ink. So this converter is the Con 70, and it's going to work in some but not all. This is going to be the squeeze converter right here, and I believe it's been discontinued, but it's actually easy to just fill with a syringe and then put the ink and then put the parts back together. And then this is the Con 40, and this one will work in your Metropolitan and a few of your other pens, such as the Vanishing Point, which I did not grab. Here is the Grande. It's a more narrow pen, but I've been digging it. I'm not using this one. I'm using a white one, but I thought I'd show you guys. You can see the converter that comes in it, but we can switch it out. Maybe. There we go. You can see how it switched out. Well, just kidding. It doesn't. It has to use this one. Okay, I should have paid more attention. All right, so the Grande and the Vanishing Point take the Con 40 only, this one. The larger pens, the Custom 74, and even that Kakuno, they're all going to take this one if you want to switch out from a cartridge. So Con 40 for the smaller and more narrow pens. Con 70 for the larger pens. I hope that I didn't make too much of a mess of that. Let's see. That's a nice color, and that's good to know. I hope that I have helped you guys out. Again, these are going to be 3 different options in the beginner level pens. And let me put this all back together. So this is just one color, and this is the Metropolitan. But there is an Explorer that is also very similar to this. It's plastic instead of metal, and it's about $10 less. This one's in the $35 range. The Explorer, the plastic version, a little bit lighter weight, a little bit more squared off on the end, but it is in the $28 range for the fountain pen version. And again, this comes in ballpoint or rollerball, so if you are a rollerball fan, you can get that as well. And then this is going to be your entry level price point right here, and this is the Kakuno, and it again comes in multiple colors. I just grabbed these 2 to show you guys how they work. If you have any questions, you can find us at vanness1938.com. You can email me at vannessonline@gmail.com. And there we are. And just so y'all know, apparently my nephew is winning a competition in wrestling, and so if you hear little things interrupting, that is what it is. My family group text. Because he's in Texas and they're having the wrestling championships right now for high school. All right, so these are just a few of the Pilot pens we have to offer. I hope that I have helped you to understand the cartridges are going to be proprietary, as are the converters, which means Pilot only works in Pilot. They have multiple colors to choose from as far as cartridges, if you'd rather stick with cartridges. And if you want to buy them in bulk, you can see this blue-black comes in a large 12-pack. They have bottled ink. These are really cool bottled inks. Let me lift this up. And I chose Shiku Ren. I'm a big bright green fan, but I wanted you to see the cool bottles in case you haven't before. Here we go. And look how pretty that bottle is. There's more than 30 colors to pick from. This one is a nice happy spring green. And this allows you to get that last little bit of ink out. And they have the new smaller bottles right here. These are the 15 ml. And they're a nice square bottle. And I just grabbed a different color so that you guys could see the differences. And I have not done my nails, so just excuse my nails. If you want to see me or you want to visit in person and learn how to use these things, you can come to the store. You can find me at the LA Pen Show, the California Pen Show, February 20th through 22nd. And that will be at the Redondo Beach Marriott. And I'll be teaching classes there, and I'll have a table. You can find me. Just find Lisa Vanness. And the other option would be to come to the Arkansas Pen Show, March 20th through 22nd. We'll be hanging out here. We have a store. And we'll be at the, it's the Wyndham in North Little Rock over on the Arkansas River. And the third option is to find us at the San Francisco Stationery Fest. I think I'm teaching this class once on Friday and once on Saturday to teach you how to use not just this brand, but all the brands of fountain pens. And we'll work with you on your handwriting so that you can learn how to appreciate ballpoints, rollerballs, or fountain pens. And I see where people are commenting, Shiku Ren was my first Irishizuku bottle. Can't go wrong, right? And those are beautiful bottles. And this is going to last you for a while. I usually teach people with a bottle of water or a cup of water. And honestly, these tall, somebody gave me this, and I'm not really a shot glass kind of person, but this worked really well. It's nice, it's tall, it's narrow. It's also great if you want to clean your pens, because all you have to do is leave that pen in there, and the ink is going to wick towards the bottom of that spot, and it holds it up in a narrow way. If you have any more questions, feel free to email me. If you have ideas for other videos you'd like us to show, just give me a shout. And I guess I should turn this thing around and say, hey, we'll see you guys at a pen show near you, or maybe you'll find me in another video. Bye, y'all. Have a great rest of the day.